All right, we're gonna get started here.
And an actual paper chess book.
Yeah, several books.
It's wonderful. What book is on your table?
That's one of the new Gelfand books. That's technical decision making in chess.
Hmm.
Oh, sorry, I could hear the stream.
And welcome everyone to the Mechanics Institute in downtown San Francisco. I'm Abel Talamantes, chess director. And joining me for round 6 of the 2020-2021 Pan American Intercollegiate Chess Championship is FIDE Master Paul Whitehead, Grandmaster Nick DeFermian, and a special guest coming on the broadcast is International Master Kostya Kavutsky of Chess Dojo. How's it going, Kostya?
Hey, Abel, thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. So here we are in round 6 of the Pan Ams. Under normal circumstances, this would be the final round, but we are not in normal circumstances. So at the top here, the team leader for the Pan Am right now is Webster Team A with 5 out of 5. And in sole second place is St. Louis University's Team A. And they are, Webster and St. Louis are facing each other in this round. And this is board 1 with Webster's Lazaro Bruzon Batista playing Darius Schwartz from St. Louis U. And just so that you know, on board 2 already in this match, the players already agreed to a draw. This was Grandmaster Alexander Ipatov of St. Louis and Grandmaster Benjamin Gladura from Webster. So it struck me as a little bit unusual, but in team matches, is this something that would have been discussed prior that, hey, if we get paired with so-and-so, and if a draw becomes available, you take it? Or like, how did this happen? Because this had to have been discussed prior, no? Or at least thought about?
Weigh in, Kostya?
Oh well, I would I would defer to Nick because he's actually played on some real teams. I've only played, like the amateur Team West and stuff. And I guess if we have like a lower rated player, we will tell them like, if you can make a draw, even with white, it's probably a good idea. I mean, it could be any number of things. Maybe they just know each other and they don't want to play against each other. I guess Benjamin is a little bit higher rated, it seems, but I wouldn't necessarily think of him as like a stronger player.
And actually by USCF, the difference is only like a few points. I mean, 27-21 to 27-14. So
Yeah, this is chess.com ratings. They are really often skewed.
Yeah.
Amazingly
yeah.
skewed.
So if the ratings were the same, and then probably thinking that there's still 3 more rounds to be played tomorrow, they probably said, why not? And yeah. I mean, there's a whole slew of things that could be going on, but we have a half point each already in the round, and there's no rules as to 30 moves or you have to do something crazy. But let's take a look at the board 3 in this matchup. This is Grandmaster Aram Hakobian for St. Louis against Benjamin Bach. Let me confirm that. Aram's for Webster and Benjamin Bach is for St. Louis. What do you guys think?
Yeah, the exchange Pirk, it's meant to be a just pretty even game. Looks like people are a little tired, I'd say, by this round.
Yeah, they're playing it safe here.
Right.
And we saw that in the last round where it seemed like there was a lot of hesitation. People were playing it safe, and then it just got wild when you got under about 8 minutes. And this is a lot of chess to be playing. It was 3 games yesterday, 3 today. There's still 3 more tomorrow. So this is definitely like a marathon, like a Tuesday night marathon on Tuesday.
Yeah. So can we? I just want to get clear. So Webster is in the clear lead.
Clear lead right now.
By half a point?
By a half a point over their opponent right here, St. Louis University.
Okay, and so they had Gladura, who already drew. They have Aram.
And Benjamin Bach just offered a draw, and it was declined.
Okay, thank God.
It's like it's gonna be.
Well, we
short.
can go home if they want to go home.
Or,
Wait a minute, we are home.
Or I think they're wanting to take draws because they're going to participate in the Blitz later tonight at 6 p.m.
That's right. There's a Blitz tournament, Costa. You should play in
The
that.
Pan Am Blitz.
6 p.m.
Yeah.
I wish I could. I feel like I'm just gonna be busy. I'm just working all day today. I'm sorry.
And you don't want to deal with that because we're going to have, probably Benjamin Gladura took a draw because he wants to play the Blitz later. But,
But it was declined.
and he declined it. RM declined it from Webster. So, and this is the board 4, and we've been lamenting on this all day. Board 4 for Webster is Grandmaster Alexander Lenderman playing Nicolas Theodorou here, and Lenderman is black.
Well, this game will be very fighting for sure. I feel like Lenderman's such a fighter that there's no reason to just give his opponent an easy draw.
And actually, maybe the strategy from Webster's point of view is saying, we're fine if we draw on the top 3 boards because we think Lenderman is going to take it to Nicholas. I mean, that could be...
Right. Their players that are in form are Batista and Lenderman. I think Lenderman. They're all in form, but...
Game's strange. Costi, can you help me out? What happens if black takes the pawn on b4? Even blunt.
So I feel like a lot of times the idea is just to play d4 and just say that white wants to open up the position, but maybe there's something else in mind. I'm sure Alex is thinking about the exact same thing.
If he wants to win,
Would white just take on e5, or is that crazy?
that would be some interesting tactics. Knight takes b4, bishop takes e5, knight takes c3, and get a nice little mess there. But that one's probably good for black.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, any line where like white is giving up the dark squared bishop just feels, even if black just takes back on e5 with the pawn, and then like goes rook d8, hits d3 at the end, seems okay.
And if knight b4, bishop c3, then knight a2 or something, and that doesn't look like it's going anywhere.
Yeah, no, he doesn't want it.
So that's
I don't know. I would be afraid of d4 there, I think. Just because it feels, I don't know, like stuff is hanging on the diagonal.
That would have given white an initiative for the pawn. But
Yeah.
And I'm going to move over to table 2 here, and this is a matchup of 2 teams with 4 out of 5, and playing white is Mateus Bartel from University of Texas Rio Grande Valley, and they're playing University of Texas Dallas C team with Grandmaster Carlos Antonio Alejano.
Wow, so many strong teams.
Yeah, strong players, strong teams.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, black must be okay here. Solid position, 2 bishops. He's playing behind the lines, but that's kind of the strategy here.
Yeah, I would feel like black is pretty comfortable. I don't know.
And he hasn't had to play g5 and chase the bishop around to win at the
Right.
dark squared bishop. So
Yeah.
And in this same matchup between Texas Rio Grande Valley and UT Dallas, I'm going to go to the board 4 because we've been following Cameron Wheeler's game, who plays for UT Dallas.
Cameron.
And he's been having some, action games. He's been one of the more entertaining games, and he's playing Grandmaster Johannes Gabuzian.
Oh yeah, I know Gabuzian. Wow, 2371. That's a joke.
Both of them have 2371 ratings.
Yeah, that's very strange. I mean, Cameron, of course, is very strong, and I feel like Cameron is really good in like online and blitz, especially. So to me, I think he's like
Yeah.
well over like 2,500. But his opponent Gabuzian, this guy's like such a speed demon when he's playing over the board. He'll often like have like over an hour on the clock when he's like finishing the game.
He's like our David Flores of we have a player in the TNM who's an expert level player, but it's G35 and he finishes his game at 33 minutes, right? And
If he sees a good move, he's going to play it right away.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, no, it's amazing because I mean he plays at like such a high level, like 2650.
well, that's his rating, 2664, and Cameron's 2494.
Mm-hmm.
So they're a good 100+ points apart in rating. But Cameron's an up and coming player. But I would like sort of like Black here in a way, more dynamic possibilities.
Oh, look at him! He's like down in exchange. He's only used like 2 minutes on his clock. But yeah, I mean, he has. This is exactly the kind of game he likes. Just this kind of compensation where I'm sure the engine likes white here, but I wouldn't bet on white.
And that's the interesting thing, right? And it's because of the complications, right? And the possibilities that you're not going to calculate all of this like, AlphaZero.
Yeah, I mean, I think the more I look at it, the more I'm liking white. I'm wondering exactly what black will do. Say white castle, for example. One of those strange moves.
Castling is so conventional, Nick.
I hate to suggest.
And Alexia Roots in the chat rooting for UT Dallas.
No, it does look better for white. I imagine black pushes F4.
It's got like a 10,
May have to block that with F3.
10-minute advantage, though.
F3. Yeah.
And then where is black's play? Because white's coming rook d1, knight d5 pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, might run out very quickly, it feels like.
Maybe black will take on e4 and try to keep it open.
More fluid, yeah.
But then queen e4, and looks like black can't, well, or knight e4. If queen e4, d5, I guess. So there's issues there for both players.
But knight e4 is nice because it hits all these weaknesses like d6 and g5.
Yeah. It's hard to argue with that. Bishop d5, f3. Oh.
Okay, so we all agree that white is better. Let's just watch the magic happen.
Let's see what happens. So I'm gonna go check out board 3, and then we're gonna find out we were all wrong, right? So here we go. This is board 3 of this matchup with white Grandmaster Vladimir Belos for Rio Grande Valley playing Angel Arribas Lopez, Grandmaster for UT Dallas. Interesting position.
White's given up a couple of pawns here.
Yeah.
Well, I guess getting one back and what's happening?
Bishop g5 the move here. Well,
Didn't even think about taking on d6.
Yeah.
And Alexi's saying Angel took Alexia Root's online course. So she's watching a student play.
Huh.
this is awkward for black, I think, maybe.
Yeah, very difficult, especially in rapid. I feel like there's a lot of issues.
Not enough time to work stuff out, huh? And
Yeah.
we've actually seen that in like some of the games, like just these complex positions, and then people run into time trouble because you know they're probably used to being able to spend a lot of time working these out, and next thing you know, you're under 5 minutes.
Right. Yeah, you got to adjust.
But everybody's playing online chess, so they should be used to it by now.
I don't know. Rapid is a weird in between.
Yeah, it is.
Well, especially with so much on the line, especially the Pan American Championship. It's like it was like heart stopping the previous round. I mean, games were coming down to the final match, and the position's complicated, and they each got 10 seconds left, and it's just crazy. And then there's still 4 more rounds to play, so it's like crazy.
But the computer decided some of the results, which was quite funny, repetition and stuff like that. Suddenly,
Oh my God!
the player playing for a win is no longer able to do anything because the computer decided that.
Yeah, there was one game in particular where clearly it was a threefold repetition that was not meant to be. That wasn't the intention.
That's interesting. That's an interesting discussion whether the computer should be able to
Call it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Actually, that is actually curious. Like, it doesn't necessarily.
Can you? I mean, I think it's chess.com's default, but maybe it can be tinkered with.
But I think the challenge is, how do you call an arbiter to count, right? Like, an arbiter has to be watching that game exclusively, because even when you play live chess, you have to get an arbiter if they don't notice the game, right? But like, how do you do that online?
I guess the way it would work is you would still have the computer judging it in the background, but it would still be up to the player to like click draw to claim it.
You'd have to enter another functionality into the platform. Yeah.
It should be doable.
Which is interesting, actually. Yeah.
It should be doable.
And we have in the chat, White threatens to wind up able to play Rook D7.
Possibly with the pinned Black Knight. Yeah. This Rook E8, So Knight D6.
That's drop and exchange. I mean, Knight D6, and maybe you want to throw in Bishop F6, but you do Bishop takes Rook on E8.
Interesting. Let's check this game here. This is also in the same match, but I think this is board 2 in this match with International Master David Brodsky for UT Dallas against Grandmaster Camille Dragun for Rio Grande Valley.
Wow.
Piro Khan.
Yep.
Oh, this has still got a long way to go here.
It's a game.
Yeah.
Long way to go, and then we look on the bottom, and Brodsky with 12 minutes left, right? I mean, the time flies when you're having fun. Right?
I mean, it doesn't quite feel like the time to think, Yeah, just F4, Knight D3, like, yeah. What else are you
Listening
gonna do?
to you.
Yeah. So that's good.
So
Now let Black think, yeah.
I think that's part of the issue with the rapid chess and just knowing when to make some moves and when not, and when to think and when not to think, or when to put the time in.
let's check this game out here in the match between Cal Berkeley and Yale, and this is I am Joshua Sheng.
Wow, look at that rating.
Yeah, that is a high rating. This is one of the rare cases where the rating is much higher than the actual rating, even though the actual rating is still impressive. So Joshua Sheng is 25.57, and FIDE Master Yoon Young Kim is 24.47.
Yeah, very
Why do you
interesting.
show us all these complicated positions we can't figure out?
Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? I mean, I show you e4, e5, knight f3. Like, what are you going to talk about, right? It's been like done to death. So I got to show you something different.
Yeah, crazy position. Okay, I mean, I'm not even sure who I would take here.
Yeah, it's crazy complicated.
Look at kingside,
Black's
wide
going to
open.
have more fun with the attacking chances if that's.
There, I like Nick's
Right.
attitude. More
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, that settles it.
I mean, not that he's better. It's just more,
Right. I
Yeah,
think, actually, that's actually an analytical point as well. I think, the fun factor.
Yeah.
Who's
until
having
your,
more fun here in this position?
until your teammates yell at you for losing.
And just real quick, we'll get back to this game with Stearman, but on board one in the top table, there was a draw between Lazaro, Bruzon Batista, and
What a shocker.
Yeah, and I think this is the strategy. I think the top three boards are looking to just keep it equal, and we're going to the third board here. I think they're looking to keep it equal and then have Alexander Lenderman in his game bring home the point. But I think even Webster might even be okay with a draw against St. Louis.
They're leading the tournament.
They're leading, and they would keep the lead. But let's going back here. Cameron Wheeler got it done against
Wow.
Grandmaster Ovanes.
It's already over?
It's over, and
Look, what did I say?
Wow.
The guy has 22 minutes on his clock. That's crazy.
yeah. And so this is the
Nice. Cameron's having a fantastic tournament.
he is. Look at that, and
I think he's 5.5 out of 6.
yep, and that was it right there.
That's a cute move, Queen E5 check.
Yeah. Isn't that nice? Then you get the capture with check, and then you take the queen.
Wow, what a
Very cool. Very cool. Fantastic game by Cameron Wheeler. Yeah, I noticed that game. I had to jump to it. But back to Stearman against Dexter Webster from Yale.
Ovanes is just getting ready for the Blitz tournament in a couple
Yeah,
of hours.
he's gonna take it out on the mechanics players at the Blitz.
I bet he does win, though.
He probably takes that down.
Oh, man.
What do you think of Stearman's attack here? Or is there
Okay.
attack?
Well, this looks like a lot of fun for black, but
Yeah,
until
fun. There we go.
until White Castle's queenside, and then it's not going to be as fun. I don't know.
I suppose Bishop C2 and now Knight F4. Is Black
Knight F-
still having fun?
Oh, but black has so much more time. Oh man, what is Dex doing?
Oh.
Yeah, he was in the think tank there for quite a while.
Now,
yeah,
is
Knight
that-
F4 looks good. Mm-hmm.
those ratings, I mean, I take it that's not accurate.
No, I think he's 2,200, if I remember right, actually, from the 2267. So he's not a mere nothing 1800 player like I am.
But Josiah's he's I am now, right?
Yes. He may be I am elect, but yes, he got his final norm and the rating. I think he just needs the council to meet and get him the certificate. Let me jump to this game. What do you think of this position? This is I am Ladia Jurasik for UC Berkeley against George Wang of Yale. And I don't know that I've ever seen a bishop on b6, a knight on a7, a rook on a8, and a queen on b8.
Well, you haven't lived until you have. baby.
Wow, Bishop C7. Yeah, weird
White's
position.
just taking the money and running. That's
Knight
I
has
guess.
to retreat. He's got an extra pawn. But Yeah, black's got development, bishops.
But white also low on time,
Yeah.
which is interesting. All right, let's follow the board 3 on the top table between Webster and St. Louis.
So many games. So this one, so Aram he's on Webster. He declined the draw against Benjamin.
Right. And
So
now he
he's-
looks a little worse.
Playing for the win.
Maybe.
Maybe
Well-
not. I mean, he's hitting, this B
Taking a
pawn.
pawn.
Right. Yeah. My bad. You're absolutely right. This didn't work out for black.
It looks like a pretty clean pawn.
You just take it, huh?
Knight takes, trade. The rook can pin on A1, but
And then maybe F3 to play bishop D2.
Yeah. I like I like F3 there. F3, King F2. Kind of untangle. Yeah, it looks pretty nice for white.
And he's got Aram's got plenty of time to kind of work this through.
Yeah, can we see Lenderman's game?
Yeah. So let's go to board 4 with Nicholas Theodoru and Alexander Lunderman.
So this feels like a classic position when like high rated player tries to like beat a lower rated player with black, and the guy's just playing like really, really solid. It's just hard to get anything.
And what is it about this position where this is where a player playing black wants to get to? Like what will they exploit?
No, I feel like this often happens because like all the knights get traded off because not that white is necessarily playing for a draw, but yeah, he's kind of like happy with the draw.
And
it looks like Alex doesn't
and
really.
they've drawn.
Yeah.
So 3 games are settled on the top table, and this is the only game left with Aram representing Webster
All comes down to this one.
and Benjamin St. Louis. So the winner of this match will win the match for their team. Actually, whoever wins this game, if there is a winner, their team is going to be in sole first place.
And if it's a draw,
Then Webster would retain the lead at the very least.
but could still be caught, right, by another team?
No, because St. Louis is the only
Oh,
4.5.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Wow. So Aram's very comfortable right now. Like draw is good. Win is even better.
And they're aware of the results. Like they can know the results. So I'm certain, with Alejandro also coaching St. Louis, certain that they know that this is the final game. It all rests on this.
Oh, knight F3, interesting. Hitting E5 first.
And then
And how many more rounds left after this?
3 more rounds tomorrow.
3 more rounds.
Yeah, we're just getting started.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So presumably knight d7, then knight takes b5. Yes, he's gained a little from that knight f3.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's easy.
Yeah, because if the rook was already on A1 in this position, black would have knight takes E4.
And if black defends c6, b5 with c6 and knight e5, there's no move by the black knight that x-rays c3 and recovers anything. Knight e8.
98 certainly seems possible. It seems like,
If bishop f4 g5, so
yeah. Maybe he wants F4 there. I'm not sure.
yeah.
Maybe that's Black's best defensive chance.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of defense, what do you think of Polugievsky's Art of Defense?
Pretty good book.
Nice book, huh?
I've only seen like, I don't know, maybe like a few examples from it, but I liked what I read so
Yeah,
far.
I think it's very interestingly laid out, and it's got lots of puzzles and stuff like that. It looks like a very good book. I'd never seen it before.
Oh,
What do you make of this? This is I am Joshua Sheng in the Cal Yale match, and Josiah Stearman. Look what he did over here in his game.
oh boy.
I was quick.
Yeah.
Flagged him, huh?
Well, not really. Boom.
No, just kidding.
Look at that.
Ouch.
Yeah.
He
Nice.
raised the white flag.
Wow.
And Judith's in the chat saying, asking about your book recommendations. Do you have any book recommendations?
Oh yeah, we did this. Well, we did this big show with Chess Dojo with Jesse and David.
Yeah.
That actually I got sick right before the show, but I sent in my recommendations. And we like ranked all of our favorite classic books.
No, I like that.
Yeah, no, that was really fun. But they got really mad at me because I didn't rank Kasparov's book, The Test of Time, in my top 10 because I haven't read it, so I didn't rank it. So they were
that sounds like
very
the right
upset
thing to
about
do.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we ended up, converging. Like I think our top three were pretty unanimously like Talbot Vinnick 1960, Fisher's My 60 Memorable Games, and then Zurich 1953. I think like all three of us had those books in like our top 3 or 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I wrote a short piece for the mechanics with my 10 favorite books, and those 3 were
Wasn't Zurich
list.
in there? Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
all of those books were.
Yeah. They're basically just unanimous.
So
Those are all such classics, but they're all from 1965 or earlier.
yeah, we're the modern greats.
Oh, well, we decided to set a boundary, only books published before 2001. Not sure exactly why we did that, just because, there would be too many books like Kasparov's like My Great Predecessors, that was post 2001. There's like all these books that have come out in the last 20 years that are super good as well. It would have just been way too hard.
Yeah, it's kind of a different criterion almost with the computer-aided analysis and all that.
Yeah, definitely pre-computer books for the most part.
Wow.
Yeah.
Check this out right here. What do you make of that?
Well,
This is the second table.
mhm.
This is Rio Grande Valley, Bartel, and UT Dallas with Alejandro.
Interesting. Well, what does white want after King H8? Just gonna play like Queen D4 or Queen F3?
Or Queen F3, and if Bishop C6, you have Queen H5.
Hmm. And then Knight
And
gets
then black is
D4.
paralyzed.
Yeah.
Although Knight C4, Queen F3, Knight C4, threatening Knight E5.
Uh-huh.
A bit complicated.
Queen F3, Knight C4, Queen back to E4.
Oh.
That has a threat. Yes. Very
That's
good.
tricky. That's
Yes.
nice. So he takes. So it seems like black wants some endgame.
Black doesn't want to get mated. How odd.
Can't blame him. Oh, but he's way down on time. Oh, this is
Under
gonna be
3
difficult.
minutes.
We've been seeing a lot of that. One player way ahead of the other on time.
Yeah, and those that play quick in a in a non-haphazard manner. They've been doing really well.
It also shows that it shows form when you're playing quickly and confidently, and your moves just flow out like Stearman. You know,
Yeah.
he's playing all his games quickly and confidently.
Yeah, that can really unsettle a tired opponent who thinks a while, finally plays their move, then they get an instant reply and they suddenly have to be thinking again and they're unsure of themselves.
Yeah.
Now, Benjamin
Wow.
Bach in this game is down to 3 minutes, but will it be a factor, do you think?
Sure.
Based on the position.
I mean, white looks very nice here. A clean pawn up.
Well, pawn to f6 is happening, and then what does white do? I guess rook d1.
Or bishop e3.
Mm-hmm.
Bishop on the knight, and bishop e3 looks quite good. Yeah, that just holds the pawn.
So white is in good shape with
Driver's seat.
time and position.
Yeah, I mean,
And
can even throw in
material.
like bishop d3 here. Looks all right.
I like that too. Bishop d3. Yeah. This is the only outstanding game from this match.
From
correct?
this match,
Yeah.
the lone perfect score, 5 out of 5, against the lone 4.5 out of 5. These are the top two teams here, and boards one. The 3 other boards of this match have all drawn, so it comes down to this.
What other books were on your list, Kostya?
Okay, we had, let's see, pretty high up, Botvinnik's 100 Selected Games. And then Alekine's My Best Games, which I also didn't rank because like I hadn't really read too much of it. But Jesse and David, they were quite fond of it. So that ended up scoring high. And let's see. Oh man.
Does any one
I
of your
think-
guys' recommendations carry like more weight in terms of points? So, like Jesse's opinion has more value than someone else.
No, it was all equal. I think the most recent book that snuck in was, I think Yermolinsky's book got in at the end, Road to Chess Improvement.
Oh yeah,
I think that snagged like our 9th or 10th spot. We're all big fans of that one.
but no endgame books.
Let's see. Endgame Strategy was definitely on our list.
That's a great book.
I don't
Yeah.
remember if it might have cracked the top 10. It's very possible. Yeah. But that would have been the only one.
And how's everything going at Chess Dojo? You guys got a lot of
great.
content, a lot of activity.
Yeah, we are streaming regularly. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of these like ranking shows. Like the other day on Sunday, we were ranking our like top, our like recommendations for white, like in terms of like a white repertoire for E4 players. And then before that, we were like recommending openings for black for like club players. So we've been doing a lot of these like ranking shows because we find them a lot of fun. But usually, yeah, we'll do like some kind of lecture series. Like we've had the U.S. Chess School doing their classes on our channel. Yeah, we've been trying to make a lot of videos for YouTube as well, just like solid instructional chess videos, just offering like solid advice, not so much like the get good quick schemes that you sometimes see.
Did you recommend
Sure.
the Alekhine for the club player?
No, that was not one of our top choices.
And here's Ladia Jurasic as black for UC Berkeley against Yale. Closes the show right here and picks up the win. So Stearman and
nice.
Jurasic have won. The other two matches in the Cal-Yale match, this is one of them with Joshua Sheng. But this was a crazy game we've been following.
Yeah.
And White is delivering a check here on c6.
Looks like White is going to be able to escape into an endgame here, and then maybe can even take on b5.
And then maybe he'll be the one having fun.
Finally, White will have some fun after his investment.
Yeah, there's just no attack without the queens. That Black Knight never got over to the king side.
Yeah,
Probably
it feels like
mistake.
it's like Black didn't quite make the most of it, right?
There's still a long way to go unless White is mating Black here with this move.
King f6 looks like a pretty safe square.
Yeah, there's no checks.
Yeah.
No fun checks. Let's go back to the game of the round here for supremacy at the top.
Okay, bishop f5.
So he didn't go bishop to g4.
Yeah,
attacking the-
very surprising, right? He didn't want this tempo.
Bishop g4, rook d6, fe5, rook takes g6.
which would get trapped after bishop f5.
Yeah. Or
Oh, well, not quite trapped, but
ma-
Black would be active. But maybe throw in your bishop e3 that you wanted earlier too, and then the knight would have to go to c8. Yeah, and then you take on g6 and take on c6.
A minute and a half Black has. But the time is starting to equalize a bit as Aram keeps trying to find a way. He's going to get down to 6 minutes.
Feels like White should have something like bishop e3, bishop g2. Yeah, go after that c6 pawn.
and I would have tried to play more solidly with bishop e3 and bishop d4, I think, than this earlier.
Yeah,
Would have been a solid pawn up. This is
that's very
messy.
reasonable.
But White might be right in thinking that sort of I like that idea of bishop e3 and bishop g2.
So maybe bishop e3, knight c8, bishop g2, knight e7.
Bishop c5 or bishop g. Yeah, I think White's going to find something here. I think,
Yeah, I'm just going to flip over to this game on
or should be able to.
table 2. Check this one out with Camille Dragoon and David Brodsky.
Oh boy.
Whoa!
And we just had a sack right there.
Whoa!
Yeah, someone's getting puzzle rushed here.
This is yeah,
They
definitely.
can be safe, take with the knight on h2, and knight takes d4. Nice central position for Black.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
Did you ever see that game that Spielman beat Kasparov? It's a beautiful game where Spielman's knights are in the middle of. I think it was a rapid game, but it was a real tournament game, and it was like knights in the middle of the board dominating rooks. So somehow
Interesting.
reminded me here of this. White's
haven't
just
seen it.
taking everything, and
This is cool. He's like calling Black's bluff. He's saying like, you don't have anything.
well, he has a draw.
Right. But I mean, I assume White's very happy with the draw.
Right. Yeah.
and
He plays to win
The score is
It's
even in this match. It's 1-1 in this match right now.
What
Yeah.
if white goes 95? Looking for a knight g4 check.
Oh,
You
95
do
is very
that.
tricky. Mhm.
Wow, nice move.
Maybe you try it because your opponent has 1 minute 30 seconds left.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're getting to the witching hour here, where stuff starts flying.
85.
A lot of things to try.
Do you do Puzzle Rush, Kostya?
I used to do more. I haven't done much in the last couple of months.
I was watching Faruja doing Puzzle Rush. It was
Oh yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, that kid's just a beast.
I mean, it's like at the speed of thought. You know, it's amazing. You really think of chess as a language when you see that coming out as fast as it can be seen. It's incredible.
We'll keep an eye on this, but I want to go back to this game here with.
And Daniel the same way a lot.
Mm-hmm. You get the feeling, yeah, they're just like calculators.
Did White end up with enough here?
An extra pawn. That's and what's the time? Oh yeah, with the time, that's a lot. He's got more than twice as much time.
Yeah, it feels pretty dangerous for black still because like white gets bishop c4 check and then the two bishops against the king, like I feel like it's really easy for black to blunder a rook invasion at some point.
Maybe black needs to go pawn to g5, reduce the pawns, get space for the king.
I'd feel better about black's position if the board was turned around and I could see it from black's point of view.
Interesting. Yeah, the position's so
just
sharp.
trying to get that b pawn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If b5, then rook c8, white will have to deal with.
What I liked about this from black's point of view is that it just felt like he's a little bit closer to a draw. I mean, maybe it's a lot, maybe it's losing, but still, the other positions look just like he could get ground down. And
Yeah, great defense spot for Benjamin.
I'm wondering though if white can try b5 anyway, and then if rook c8, b6, is that working? Takes b7.
Wow.
b5, rook c8 takes.
Then maybe rook d4.
Wait, rook.
He did it. Oh,
Nice.
that's meeting to meet with 44 seconds on your clock.
Yeah, you don't want to see that.
So rook c8, b6, rook c4, 5, b7, rook c4. Oh yeah.
You promote. Yeah.
20 seconds left for black. Plays it right away.
Wow. Now it's tough because if bishop e4, he allows rook d7 check, and white starts to come in. But I don't know. I mean, all the bishops are hanging. It's hard to.
You've got to try it.
Seconds left.
Got to try bishop e4. 5 seconds. Say something. Oh no.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
He's going to take the two bishops against the queen.
That ridiculous thing that
Oh,
a rook c8.
See, that's why he's the 2600.
Wow.
Although I don't know what this is though. I mean, it's hard. I have no idea.
It's a possibility to survive for a few more minutes.
Unbelievable.
That's what chess is how many chairs you can throw behind you while you're losing.
Sure.
It's amazing.
And just resiliency and toughness by Jacobian to stay with it and work it out. Amazing. Still some work to do, but in a good position to put Webster in prime position going into tomorrow.
well, if he can defend this with 7 seconds, the exchange down, give him a medal.
Yeah. Okay, trades
Trade the
bishops.
bishops, yes. Let's get those pawns down. Rook d7 check, throwing the check.
And in table 2 with University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, and UT Dallas C team, it looks like they drew their match 2-2. So they will each get a half point.
It's really hard to judge this.
Well, it must be winning, but it's take a bit of technique.
Mm-hmm.
He has more time though, so you get a check on the 6th rank after King E4, and
And then you give back the exchange on the 7th rank and play, infiltrate with your king.
Yeah, if rook gets to the 7th and king to e5, that looks good.
And 5-second increment for those viewers just tuning in.
oh well, very, very clever. He wants to keep the f6 square free for the king.
Mm-hmm. But this is kind of a known formation with the bishop, like on the long diagonal. Some positions I think are drawn, like when black has the pawns in the right place. If it was like 2 versus 1, but yeah, here it feels like. Well, it seems like actually white can just go f5 at some point and win the h pawn.
Are all those positions wins with white having an extra pawn in a rook h pawn?
Well, I think black has the wrong bishop. If the bishop was a light squared bishop covering the g6 square, I think those endgames are tough. But with the dark squared bishop, I think the rook pawn wins.
He just loses the rook pawn here.
Yeah.
But he's gonna have bishop
Rook
f6.
h6 just wins the pawn.
Or king g5.
Oh, right, because bishop f6, rook h7 check. Yeah.
Does it this
Rook
way
h7.
instead.
Yeah, I think it's just completely over. King g6 maybe.
And he resigns, and Webster University, 6 out of 6 in the Pan American Intercollegiate Championship, taking down St. Louis University. They've taken down Texas Tech A-team. They are looking sharp right now, and a fantastic win by Grandmaster Aram Jacobian. And I can also say the UC Berkeley team, congratulations, 4-0 over Yale. Go Bears.
Wow.
Very happy about that. Table 2 drew their game with Texas Rio Grande Valley and UTC Dallas And let me take a look to see if there are any more games still going. I mean, things happen fast here. Yeah, there's still a handful of games. Let's take a look at a local player who is local no more. Let's see if that game is still going. It's Vignesh Panchanatham, who's playing for Princeton against Caltech. Let's see. And here is the game with Vignesh for Princeton as white and Jason Shee, FIDE Master for Caltech, black.
Well, it's definitely not about the number of pawns, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that looks
Try to
like
find
a draw.
Looks very, yeah, Drosh.
Ooh, now that pawn is pinned. You may save a tempo and you can push the.
Play d5 and play for the win with white.
Yeah,
D5.
but he didn't do that. I guess they'll just repeat.
And while we follow this game, this is another game that's going with Olga Bedelka for the University of Missouri women's team, playing international master Bryce Tiglon from Stanford.
Well, no name for Bryce on chess.com.
Yeah.
How did you even?
Just I am. That's all you need.
Oh.
White's going to need some tricky moves to get out of this, I think.
Yeah. This looks like just like a classic like Capablanca position. That's not so easy. You can go Queen A6 and repeat. Nope.
Need some cheapo for the white side.
Somebody's saying black just needs to draw to win the match here.
Hmm.
Yes, that is right, because they're up 2-1. And now,
I don't think black wants to draw anymore.
That's
Yeah.
a crushing move.
Queen trade is just deadly.
Pawn.
Folks always ask, when is the right time to go for the endgame? When it's crushing.
There you go.
simple answer,
Yeah.
right? The obvious. Yeah, and that is right. A massive positional squeeze in the chat. That is exactly what happened. Yeah, white needed the win to draw the match. So Stanford got some good players, and there is the match.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah.
Good technique.
the game was a draw between Vignesh here and Jason Shee.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And let me see, is that everything? Guess who's still out there is Ezra Chambers.
Ezra Chambers.
And here is the game. FIDE Master Ezra Chambers from Webster against Andrew Titus from Georgia Tech.
Which Webster team is that?
He is the Webster C team.
It's so fun to see the players that we've had locally in the Bay Area, and then they spread out over the country.
Yeah, exactly. And we're seeing that with Vignesh at Princeton, Cameron at UT Dallas, and then here's Ezra's Webster, and looks like we're going to have the draw.
A draw.
Nice.
So they have drawn the match here, and with that draw, it looks like Webster. It looks like they drew their match with Georgia Tech A team. 2-2. And I think this is pretty much. I think we're done with the round. Yeah, we're done. There's one match out, but it'll end soon. But what a dominant performance by Webster thus far. And looking at the standings, I mean, with the draw under them between Rio Grande Valley and Dallas, I mean, those are probably the only two teams that will really compete with them, and I'm assuming they're gonna see them tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were gonna say something. So
was it Texas Tech or the team that forfeited their first round?
it was UT Dallas's A team.
Oh,
So-
UT Dallas.
Yeah, so that's another team that can rise up, and I'm looking at their score here.
Oh, so
Yeah, and they
Alexi's saying that qualifying for the Final Four.
Yep, that's true.
Right.
And who qualifies for that Final Four? Is it the top four, or is it how is that done
Yeah, usually the top 4 on tiebreak.
on
'Cause
tiebreak?
there's often some
Okay.
ties.
Yeah.
And so what, then they have a playoff?
But not two from the
No,
same
I think
school.
then they hope that they scored a lot of points earlier.
And Alexi's saying the top four, but not two from the same school. So you cannot have Webster A and B go. It has to be separate schools. Top 4 U.S. teams for the Final Four. So yeah, and Andy, there was a forfeit in the first round. That's been discussed at length, but what ended up happening is the board 2 player forfeited, I believe due to illness, but by Pan Am rule, what ended up happening is you forfeit all the boards under it. So by virtue of the board 2 player not playing, they ended up forfeiting 3 and 4 for team score purposes. So even though the 3 and 4 players won their games, it will count as rating, but for the team score, it goes down as a team forfeit on those boards. So that was that. And we actually had Al Lawrence on earlier, and he was saying that that's probably a rule that should be given some reconsideration. And
They didn't shift up.
Yeah.
exactly.
But they probably didn't even know they had to, right?
Yeah, and that's probably a rule that even though it is in the rule book, it's probably something that some teams may not have been fully aware of, right? But then there's also the challenge of the online nature of the event, because when you're playing live and say somebody gets sick, you know right away, and you can run and go tell a TD, hey, we have this emergency or have this issue. But online, somebody can get sick and you may not even be able to get a hold of that player, right? So there's those challenges, but I mean, this is part of the challenges of online. You just got to meet them when they come up and then deal with them then. But Kostya, thanks for hanging with us.
Of course.
For the round 6 is in the books.
Yeah, always fun to see these games.
Yeah, and we're at the point now where just great matches all the way around. It's fun to see the strategy too. And join us tomorrow, the final day of the Pan Am, with round 7 at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern time. And join us today, 6 p.m. at the Mechanics Institute online. We're going to have our Pan Am Blitz. We're going to have several players from the Pan Am join. We're going to have some of our mechanics players, people that play in our online club playing. We'll be streaming that too. So, the fun does not stop here. We're going to go a little deeper into the night. I'm going to get another coffee, I have no doubt. But thank you, everyone, for sticking with us and following us. And tune in later tonight for the Blitz. And then we'll be back tomorrow for final day. We'll see who the Pan Am champ is. Thanks, Kostya. Thanks, Nick.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
And let's raid someone. What about Chess Dojo? Is Chess Dojo on?
I don't think we're live. Sorry.
So you're gonna miss out on the raid. I haven't raided anyone here yet.
Are you gonna send me a link, Abel?
Oh yeah. For the blitz, we'll definitely do that. And Kostya, maybe I can get your advice on. I usually.
All right, I'll
Take
see
random.
you later.
Yeah. Yeah. 6 o'clock would be good.
Okay.
All right. And
Bye.
let's raid. Pick a channel. Charlotte or let's send it to Daniel. Why not? He's always he's from mechanics. He's always been good to us, and not that he needs our viewers, but let's show the love anyway.
Yeah, Daniel's great.
All right, everyone. We'll see you later tonight, and thanks, guys.
Bye bye.